Hello everyone, Kenty Tiger here with Bengali Engineering and Play. I do apologize for the audio on this one. My mic is not working, which is really to say the fan and power is not working. So whoops. Anyway, go on with what I got. Um, anyway, today is we are back in the Last Caretaker. Um, the devs of the game, Channel 37 folks, have been absolutely awesome. I joined their Discord last week and did some. I just was offering suggestions, and apparently my suggestions were logical and well formulated enough that they invited me to participate in the release candidate early access testing, which happened over this last weekend, and so they granted me a license for the game, which is awesome. So I've had an awful lot of fun just cruising around, and what I wanted to do, so I've gone out and about and done quite a few adventure things, and then came back to the Sanctuary 37 and did what I call my ship refit. Um, so one of the interesting things, as you all have played for yourselves, that you work on something and you kind of progress up through the levels and you build certain things and then you upgrade things here and there, and it kind of starts to look a bit wonky, like it's an upgrade. And so what I did was come back to port. The reason I came back to Sanctuary 37 was entirely because you're in stable waters, you're not in deep water, and the ship is not moving. So building when it's moving and everything is twisting sideways and everything makes it really hard to get things in square like I really like them to be. So anyway, this is in a nutshell the ship tour. So we're starting here on the bowsprit. So this is the ship. There are, in fact, the Cyclones, Typhoon. Maybe it's Typhoon. We'll look at that, but I think it's the Typhoons, which are the big brother to the Cyclone. I think the Cyclones are the ones that were up originally on this particular building. So I will briefly look at what I've done here on the pier, but this is really about the ship's tour. So I've got one of the biggest cargo containers here. There's two diesel tanks, which hard to see, but they are plumbed in directly into the ship's tank here and here. So these are independently connected, which is to say they are not connected together, but these are set to equalize. So they basically augment the ship's diesel. So we have the Typhoon here. There are 4 of them, so I've really consolidated. I used to have 6 up here on the bridge, the forecastle, and decided that was a bit too much. One of the reasons for that was the wind turbines, you have to repair them regularly, so for what that's worth. This cut down a bit, so I went from 10 on board to 4 on board. And these, of course, are the max. These are the largest of the wind turbines. Of course, they do not work. They don't spin inside your dock here. So, and these are the LumiMax solar. So there are also 4 of those. I used to have 18 of the. I can't remember what they were. The kind of entry level Lumi Low, whatever they were. So these are the top tier of the solar panels that actually track, just like the Lumi Mid does. All right, so not a whole lot to see here. The directly connected into ship's power here, so they augment the ship directly. This is my shore power lead right now, which you can see around the pier there. Okay, so in the I believe this is true of the demo as well, but they have taken the solar panels off the roof, so you have complete flexibility to do what you want. I put 9 of the original Lumis up there. They're all tied together, and then they are this lead that comes down off the side of the pilot house, the bridge, and then attaches into ship's battery right here. Okay, we'll start here first. So we have actually 10 batteries in here directly connected, which ultimately, so this one connects on this side, this bank connects on this side. I've seen weird things. There used to be a connection here and a connection back here, and there was some just weird dynamics when you went into input output, which I have no idea why it did it that way. It was just kind of like it had a path to flow, so it did. So anyway, I took those out. So now those are directly connected onto ship's power, which is out here. So they work. So that's 2 banks of 5 batteries. So they effectively are all set to equalize. So ultimately they augment the power of the ship. So kind of my front storage here. This feeds for all of the diesel tanks. So this is the one diesel generator here that feeds that. This is the storage for those. For those of you who have played a little bit, you know these are the Lazarus vials. So you find 2 on the first beacon. You find trying to remember. So you can't get there until you get to level 15, which is when you get to security level 3, which is what that 3 shield on the door is all about. So you have to basically, once you get to 15, level 15, you go back and you get those. Trying to remember where the other one was. And then one of them is in the Norfolk graveyard. So batteries, and then all of my storage for the small whatevers they are. So in this case, we have the small batteries over here, just in case something catastrophic happens. We have water, which I actually picked up on the Lazarus complex. There are petrol containers, so I've only managed to find 2 of those. And then a bunch of diesel containers over time that I've just collected. Same with the batteries. All right, so that is the front. Let's go down the port side just because. So back here is 2 more Lumimax solar panels. We have 2 more Typhoons, and then going from port to starboard here. So we have a storage container, which is, there's actually one of these identical up on the bow that is really just 25 or 30 of each material that I can use to repair the wind turbines. So I just grab it and go. I don't have to go and find it in the ship. This is a water tank, so I finally put it on just because. So water tank, I did actually use this on the Lazarus complex. I ran water up initially before I got the water restored, so it didn't really matter, but this is the seawater pump that is part of the ship, and then this is the water purifier here. And it is in a red state because this tank is full. Over here, of course, is the net that comes with the ship. Another Typhoon and another solar. Okay, back here are 4 more diesel tanks that are, of course, bolted onto the back side of the upper room, the one that's directly under the pilot house. I saw this in Discord. Somebody had posted having done this, and it was like, that's a really clever idea. So I stole it, I admit. It was a great idea. So gives you 4 more diesel tanks. So this is 8,000 liters between the 4 tanks. And then even though I have not seen any problems because these are all set to equalize. This one's plumbed in on this side, this one's plumbed in on this side. So this is a string from one side to the other. Technically, you could break this link here in the middle and have 2 extra tanks on each side. But this link in the middle here just keeps all 4 of these directly balanced, even though they are already set up as equalized. All right, so let's go inside. So the electric engine, of course, fully set up for, this is max now. So this is where I store all my hoses and such. This is where I store my batteries. So it's kind of one of those things, as I'm running out, I can grab batteries. The diesel engine, of course, which also has the super boosters. I have set up here for the petrol and 4 petrol tanks for storage. I don't use a lot of petrol, but you've got the flamethrowers and all that sort of thing, so it's kind of nice to have. These are all full right now, as you can see, and then they're plumbed in over the top and then down to this, and then later expansion. So originally I had the large generators bolted to the bulkhead in the next room over, and I ended up taking those out. I never actually used them. There's enough solar and wind to keep the batteries totally topped up, so there was not really any need, even though I had initially planned for it and put them in. So this is, of course, your petrol generator here. So 4 tanks here. This was also a stolen idea from somebody that I saw who did a couple videos and also on the Discord putting pictures up. This is how I've got my ship set up. This is the bio-organic materials for this guy and the one on the back. So that's the engine room. This room is really not a whole lot different than what you've seen before. The only thing I did was originally, like probably anybody, you have a boatload of the small containers, then you graduate and replace them with the medium containers, and then I have now, this is one of the refit things, was to get rid of all of those and upgrade everything to the large containers. So I've done that. As I've said before, and as you guys have seen in my other gameplay, I utterly clear everything. If it's not bolted down and I can take it, I do. So that's why you're seeing here that all of these boxes represent, more than half full. In some cases, very, very full of all the materials. So some more than others, but so. I've somewhat color-coded, that's not really entirely true, but somewhat color-coded to kind of get the general idea of what's in those, and I finally separated everything out. In this case, there's 8 boxes on each side, which probably for most people would be overkill. 9 boxes over here on the port side. So this is split down the middle. I don't think it actually matters to gameplay. The ship is more about weight. And from my understanding, you kind of have an unlimited amount of weight that you can put on the ship. It won't just kill your buoyancy, it will kill performance, however. So flank speed is pretty much 55 kph, and as you get heavier and heavier, that will slow down a bit, to the point where throttle's wide open with both the electric engine and diesel engine going right now is 44, 45 kph max for me, because there is a lot of weight here. So no question there. The 9th box here, this totally obnoxious green one on the port side here, this is my dismantle box. So it probably is just an OCD thing, but I collect stuff that I know I'm going to dismantle, but rather than doing it all right now, at piecemeal, I throw it in the box, and then when I actually get around to doing it, when it becomes important, then I throw it into the recycler and go from there. These over here, port side, are really just to match these. Now, what I thought of, as you build things, what I've noticed, and I haven't been able to tie this down, you build things and you go up on the deck and you actually build the items themselves, and come to discover that the required items didn't all leave your inventory. And I haven't been able to determine what those items are, but I often find stuff left in my inventory even though I was very specific to only build parts I needed. So anyway, extras or cleaning up or whatever, then the actual parts that have been built and are still viable go over here. That's what these were. So right next to the fabricator. And just to keep balance, I'll use that word a little bit loosey, I put these over here. So that was the idea there. Okay, back into my little habitat area. So I changed this. Originally there were only 2 of these up here, and then it was just like, okay, I've got room for 6, so it's 6. These are just whatever. The red one, as you might have guessed, is all of my weapons paraphernalia. So this is extra magazines, extra rounds, whatever. Go up there. So got my desk here in the corner, which is built into the ship, and then a chair, which I kiped from the sanctuary here. All of these, of course, were kiped from the sanctuary. This mattress, of course, will not stay in the frame when you're in heavy seas. So anyway, this couch and this guy was also kiped from here. The table was kiped from here. This is the other desk chair to match that one. This couch was found at the first habitat that I visited, so I just thought, oh, that's cool, I gotta put that over here. So I did. Another coffee table, another couch. I may do the couches. These were a bit dirty, of course, so I may actually, if I find one somewhere, swap this one out with a non-dirty, which is true of this one over here as well. All right, so that is basically the tour of the ship and what I have done with it. I'll go up to the bridge real quick and show you that. Not a whole lot up there. Definitely nothing for upgrades wise other than this. So all this is kind of an extension. So this comes down from the solar panels. Maybe I can get up there. Of course not. Nope. Because I suck at jumping. There we go. So this is the top. So there used to be 3 larger solar panels up here. So I have changed them out with 9 because 9 just seemed to fit. Why 9? You probably could fit 4 across up here, but it's because the extenders are 4s. So I needed 3 in and 1 out. So that's why that ended up as 3. So 3 sets of 3. Initially, that worked really, really well. So you put on that the Whisper wind turbines, and they work pretty well. So between the 9 up here and whatever I put on the deck, you were really set initially. So that's what I've done up here. So a lot of different things you could probably do, but that's what I did. All right, back down here. So this required ultimately an extender up here. So what I did was just ran it around and put this here. When you're traveling for a bit, you don't always watch to see what your own battery is doing. So that's what this was for. You can plug in and then actually go up and drive the ship. So I put a single chair up here. I ended up from my demos, which you saw my walkthrough, I ended up just scrapping a lot of this stuff, mostly because of for sake of room. Not really necessary. It's not like you can sit in them anyway. The other couch up here. So map, all that sort of thing. So that is the ship tour. Everything else is pretty much the same. So thank you for watching. This is Kenty Tiger signing off, and we'll catch you next time.